In this channel, I usually talk about One Piece, but recently I've been back to Naruto and Boruto in general, watching Boruto, reading Boruto to Blue Vortex, watching a lot of content on the internet, and I'm inspired to do some videos about Naruto slash Boruto universe. Today, we're gonna talk about a specific type of chakra. It's about the nature chakra. And why is that important? Well, by the way, spoilers about Naruto and Boruto in general. If you don't know much about the story, go read or watch the manga and the anime first. And here we go. A lot of cool things and powerful and important things in the Naruto slash Boruto universe come from the Otsutsuki clan. And one of the main things is chakra in itself. Why am I quoting chakra? Because today we're going to talk about two types of chakra: normal chakra and nature chakra, that then is used to do senjutsu. And why is that important? Well, the whole thing about Naruto and chakra is that ninjas or people can use chakra to perform attacks, get faster, see better, sense things. And it's not just ninjas. We also have samurai and sumo fighters, for an example. Yes, they are canon, I think. Oh, maybe they're filler, but at least they appeared in the show. Samurai can imbue their swords with chakra, and the sumo fighters, they can imbue their hands with chakra and then do attacks. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is about these people becoming powerful people or super people by using chakra. And where does chakra come from, right? That's important because the Naruto world, supposedly, it was just like our world without the technology, of course. But then chakra became a thing and people started using, and then people started creating conflicts because of that power. That's the whole philosophy behind the Nishu, which is the philosophy, the creed that Hagoromo, the sage of six paths, spreads around the world in order to stop conflict, which then goes all the way to Naruto trying to stop the cycle of revenge. And by the way, the arc that I'm watching on Boruto right now also is heavily into that whole thing of stopping the cycle of revenge. But why is chakra important? Because it's basically the foundation of the whole series, correct? Everything is as chakra in the world. But apparently it wasn't always like this. Because according to legend and according to a lot of creators and even some official sources, chakra was introduced by the Otsutsuki, was introduced by Agoromo Otsutsuki. How did that happen? According to the main perspective, first there was the world. Plain and simple. Then Kaguya and Ishiki Otsutsuki came to this world as a couple, and Otsutsuki is basically a godlike clan of Naruto, of the Naruto universe, where they go into different dimensions, into different planets, and they plant a seed in every world that they go to, and then that seed grows into a tree, and that tree drains the chakra out of the world, so then they can consume that fruit of the tree and become stronger. So that's the first weird thing that I was thinking about. If Hagoromo introduced chakra to the Naruto world, what is the tree consuming? You get it? So if the tree eats chakra, but Hagoromo introduced chakra, what is the tree consuming? Right? To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because in my perspective, everybody, everything in the Naruto universe has chakra, you know? And I think that point of mine is further proved by the Infinite Tsukuyomi. Because the Infinite Tsukuyomi is a genjutsu used by Madara to put everybody else, everybody, key point, everybody, into a dream, into a genjutsu where they live their dream lives forever, thus creating world peace. And for the ones that say that Madara is right, bro, no, Madara is totally wrong. Fake peace, fake achievement is not the same thing as real peace, real achievement, real peace, one piece. You know what I'm saying? So, if everybody was under genjutsu, that means that everybody has chakra. Because some people, some creators, say that only ninjas have chakra, like normal people have no chakra. But genjutsu is the manipulation of the chakra network of an individual. that then it's used, that manipulation manipulates, changes the five senses of that person. So if everybody was under infinite Tsukiyomi, everybody was under Genjutsu, so everybody had their chakra network manipulated. But that it's not possible if only ninja or only if only people that awaken chakra have chakra. Because if a normal person doesn't have chakra, they wouldn't be able to be under infinite Tsukiyomi because they wouldn't be able to be affected by Genjutsu because they would have no chakra to be manipulated in the first place. And this point gets even stronger when you think about the time when Kaguya herself did Infinite Tsukuyomi, because a lot of people don't remember this, but Kaguya actually used Infinite Tsukuyomi back before Hagoromo and Hamura were able to go out into the world and spread chakra. Because you could say that when Madara used Infinite Tsukuyomi, Hagoromo already had spread chakra throughout the land, so everybody had chakra. But before Hagoromo did that, aka when Kaguya used Infinite Tsukiyomi, how was everybody able to fall under Infinite Tsukiyomi? Because nobody had chakra at that time, literally. Hagoromo had not yet been around transmitting chakra. So this further proves my point that everybody in the world of Naruto already have some form of chakra. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to fall under Genjutsu, because Genjutsu is chakra manipulation. And you could say that Hagoromo gave 6-path chakra to people around the world, but that wouldn't be true as well, because that would make everybody very, very powerful. They wouldn't be as powerful as Naruto and Sasuke, because they are Ashura and Indra reincarnations, but in the end of the day, everybody will be way more powerful. Now, it is true that Hagoromo spread 6-path chakra, but to his group of people and to certain people across the lands. Actually, it would be interesting to be like a Boruto or Naruto arc where certain tribes, certain clans have 6-path chakra in their family line, in their Kekkei Genkai line, and they're very powerful, or they develop certain jutsus. Maybe they already exist. That could be a good video. Maybe some clans that are already powerful have 6-path chakra in their lineage, you know? Because the Uchiha and the Uzumaki and the Hyuga, they are direct descendants. So they would have 6-path chakra in a way in their bloodline. But Hagoromo was, and his group, his disciples, because Hagoromo was Naruto Jesus, right? They were spreading Hagoromo chakra through the land, but not to everybody. And Hagoromo's chakra is not just chakra, it's 6-path chakra, which proves my point that he was not the one to give chakra to everybody else. Because I think, according to my research and theory, he was spreading 6-path chakra. And then what is the tree consuming to then give that fruit to make Otsutsuki stronger? That's where Senjutsu chakra comes in. So I believe that the whole world of Naruto has chakra. Everybody has chakra, but it's nature chakra. And why is that important? Because Hagoromo learns how to do Senjutsu, learns this sage mode from a frog, a sentient frog. And that toad was Gamamaru, which is still alive in the current timeline of Naruto, and is the sage of toads, is the oldest and most powerful sage of toads, not in battle, more as in like has insane wisdom, and he has prophecies. He was the one to tell Jiraiya that him or one of his disciples will be the ones to bring change into the world. And Gamamaru teached Senjutsu to Hagoromo, but not only that, he was the one revealing to Hagoromo and to Hamura about what Kaguya was doing, because Kaguya was using the divine tree that was sucking natural energy from the planet to also use infinite Tsukiyomi to enslave people. And if you think about it, that already reveals that the Naruto world is a special world, because its own world, its own energy, was able to create not only humans, not only intelligent life in the form of humans, but also sentient frogs. And the frog Gamamaru already knew how to do ninjutsu. He could do water jutsu, I think we see that in the anime, and he could like lift rocks. And I think that's what we see from him. I know he fights a bear or something, and he cleans the river where the rock was there, but basically he was doing senjutsu. because he was able to lift a rock, and Senjutsu also gives you superhuman strength. So if a frog could use ninjutsu, because he could create water style, I think that humans from the same world that the frog developed in and was able to do that also can do that. Because the frog, Gamamaru, was able to use water style and lift a rock without being taught by Hagoromo how to use chakra. Actually, he taught Hagoromo, correct? So this point proves that the Naruto world is a very special world, because the world was able to create intelligent life that is able to use chakra in its own way. And it's interesting that, according to my theory, if it's correct, frogs, animals, learned how to use chakra before humans did. And maybe humans needed, because I'm not here trying to be a totalitarian, right? Because imagine that Hagoromo did teach humans how to use chakra. That will be interesting as well. Because how did frogs learn how to use chakra but humans didn't? Because Gamamaru was connected to the world better, so he learned senjutsu. He was naturally. Oh, that's interesting, because Jugo's clan naturally draws in nature energy, but that makes them go out of control. That doesn't make them able to use ninjutsu in this case. That's interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments on below. My point is that people already had chakra, and the whole world already had chakra, which was nature chakra. It was senjutsu, and that was the energy that the divine tree was consuming. So I don't think that Hagoromo went and gave chakra to people, because that's the point that I don't really think it makes sense. I think he taught people how to use it. He wasn't like, here, have some chakra, because everything in the world has chakra in a way. Everything has nature chakra, right? But nature chakra in itself is a different thing. You need to train in a specific location, in specific methods, to be able to mixture nature chakra with your own chakra. So this is a bit a duality here in my point, because if everybody is using natural chakra, then how do you have to mix it with your own chakra? Well, because it's your own chakra. It's nature chakra, but made into your own. Then if you want to access the whole pool of chakra of the world, you need to train how to use it. Otherwise, you become a toad made out of stone, or you just die, you know what I'm saying? But the point is that first, Gamamaru is a badass. Not only is a sentient toad, and he taught one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful entity in the world after Kaguya, how to use senjutsu, and he told him about whatever Kaguya was doing, and that was really important for the development of the whole Naruto world. But regarding my point, I don't think that Hagoromo gave chakra to people. I just think he teaches people how to use chakra, and that chakra is natural energy, is nature chakra, but it's not the same as nature chakra that people use to then become sages. That's just some infusing their own chakra with more nature chakra. But you can have your own chakra, or you can use it to do things, because by you being alive, you use your chakra to be alive in the Naruto universe, in the Naruto realm. One way to grow as a shinobi is by training, doing physical exercise, but also learning and meditating, for example, can also improve your pool of chakra and your ability to use chakra, okay, your chakra control. So by just existing, by just being alive, you are using chakra as well. So this video is basically to counter some points that I've seen from other creators and from some websites, saying that first, normal people don't have chakra, only shinobi or people that were given chakra by Hagoromo and their lineage have chakra. And they also believe that Hagoromo didn't give chakra to people, he taught people how to use chakra. Now, there was a good counterpoint, which is that Hagoromo had special chakra because he was the son of Kaguya, which was first an Otsutsuki, and then she ate the fruit of the divine tree, then having a special type of chakra. So Hagoromo could have given that special chakra to somebody else, to other people, because then Hagoromo also became the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails, which is the incarnation, the lifification of the tree that was consuming the natural energy of Earth. So then he could maybe give a special type of chakra to people, so then they can use techniques like fire and earth and whatnot. But I think that's not the general chakra that people use. Maybe he gave that to specific people and then created specific lineages, you know what I'm saying? Specific type of techniques were created by that special chakra. But I think that everybody in the earth of Naruto, everybody in that realm, they have chakra, and then they Hagoromo was teaching people how to use chakra. And if we remember correctly, Hagoromo's perspective and idea was to teach people how to use chakra to connect with each other, to connect their feelings, not to fight each other. Then people started fighting each other. But so chakra is a way to connect people. So I think that's another point to prove my point that everybody else has chakra. Because if everybody else didn't have chakra, and then Hagoromo needs to give chakra so people can understand each other, you'd have to give chakra to everybody that exists in the world and their descendants. So I just think that he teaches people how to use chakra, how to be aware of their own chakra, and then to use it, in this case, to communicate with others their true feelings, their true essence. And this will be an interesting video as well. I think that that perspective, Hagoromo wanting to use chakra to connect feelings of different people, is the bullet point to prove that Talk no Jutsu is a real jutsu. Talk no Jutsu is real, because that's basically Naruto using his chakra to convey his feelings, which is the base of Hagoromo's religion, philosophy, whatever, the Nishu. But that's for another video. Now, to conclude this video, I think we need to realize that the Naruto world is special. The Naruto world had its own energy, nature, chakra, and I think every world has it, because that's what Otsutsuki do. They go to a world, they plant their tree, they suck that energy, transform into chakra that they can consume, correct? And maybe the tree transforms nature chakra from every realm into Otsutsuki chakra, or into nature chakra from the Otsutsuki own world, thus them being able to consume it. But that's also for another video. But what is special about the Naruto world is the fact that Kaguya fell in love with a human, and then she got pregnant and she had Agoromo and Hamura, and then they fought her, they sealed her, and then they initiated the whole shinobi world, and now shinobi, like Sasuke, Naruto, and Boruto, they are able, and the Kawaki, I kinda hate Kawaki, that's for another video as well, and they are able to fight Otsutsuki, right? And also the tail beasts, because Agoromo took 10 tails, separated him in 9 parts, and the tail beasts can fight Otsutsuki, especially with their Jinchurikis. We saw that in the fight of Naruto and Momoshiki, where Naruto, with the power of Kurama, was able to defend the Leaf Village from the attack of Momoshiki. So the Naruto world is special because it changed what usually is the routine of the Otsutsuki going and conquering worlds. Not only they changed, but they also is creating the world itself with all of this interaction, is creating beings capable of defeating Otsutsuki, which is not something that seems to be very common. The Otsutsuki seem to never lose. They just are so almighty in their attitude, correct? That it just seems that it's so easy for them to go from world to world and just drain them. You know what I'm saying? And then another interesting thing is Senjutsu itself. Senjutsu seems to be something very powerful, seems to be able to defeat Otsutsuki, because Naruto lost Kurama, and I think Naruto will be still a part in Boruto in fighting Otsutsuki, and his only real power is the Sage mode or Uzumaki power like the Adamantine chains. But that's also, I think, something that shouldn't really work in Otsutsuki. Maybe it does, but not very much. But the point is that Gamamaru, the Toad Sage, he teached Senjutsu to an Otsutsuki. So that's something new the Otsutsuki don't have access to. They usually don't use the chakra of a specific world for themselves. They transform that chakra into the chakra fruit so that they can eat it and become more powerful. But I know that Hagoromo was a special case because he was an earthling. in a way. He was a mix of Otsutsuki and an Earthling, which I think it's the first time that ever happened. We don't really know much about Otsutsuki, but I think it's the first time because Kaguya and Ishiki, they were a couple and they traveled together. But we don't really know why Kaguya changed her mind. I think she was tired of doing Otsutsuki things, but she defeated Ishiki. She attacked him, she jumped him, and then she fell in love with a human. And I don't think that usually happens with Otsutsuki. So the Naruto world, not the Naruto franchise, but the world specifically, is special. And the senjutsu, the chakra, the energy nature is also special in that realm. And it's something that Otsutsuki maybe never faced before. They were never aware of that. And that's the video for today. This video is just basically to give my own opinion. Of course, that's what these are for. But the point is that everybody has chakra. That point number one. So I heard some people saying that not everybody alive in the Naruto world have chakra. I think they do. And I think also that Agoromu didn't give chakra to everybody else or to people. He just teach them how to use their own chakra. You know what I'm saying? And the Naruto world is a special world because of its special chakra, nature chakra, that Agoromu was able to learn, and animals can become sentient like snakes, slugs, frogs, and also because of all that happened, of all what happened with Kagura, Kagura, yeah, that was, yeah, with all that happened with Kaguya, in her changing her mind and actually creating a family in the Naruto world. So thank you for watching. This was my first Naruto video here on the channel, and I hope you enjoyed.